Hello everybody, once again we are here for the Villages of Cornwall series, and we are here in Miners Village. So we're going to do a walk. We're going to talk a little bit about it, why it was built, who it was built by, and go from there. And you can enjoy this quaint, beautiful village called Miners Village. This was built by the Cornwall Ore Bank Company between 1864 and 1900. Quite a bit of the homes here are these stone homes that you see, but there is a section up here that's brick homes, and there's a second street, it's called Granite Street, that the brick homes, there's another row of brick homes. I believe each of these homes was meant to house 2 families, and just beautiful stonework. This would all be limestone. You can see the other side of the street here as well. But this was made for the workers of the mines, as well as the Cornwall iron furnace itself, the main iron furnace, which that all still exists. That was the largest operation, I guess, or the main operation. And they would have had these for the workers there as well. So, and there's a large, I guess they brought in steam shovels and dug a deep trench for the iron ore, and eventually that flooded. And at that point, the Bethlehem Steel Company, who now owned it, decided it wasn't worth pumping them out anymore because there wasn't enough. Hey doggy. There wasn't enough iron ore left to actually make it worthwhile for the company to continue iron ore operations. I believe that would have been in the late 70s, early 80s. But this Cornwall Iron Company was started by the Grubb family, and they owned it for, I think, till the end of the 1700s. And that's when the original patriarch of the Coleman family, Robert Coleman, bought 5/6 of the operations. So the Coleman family is who's responsible for building this village. I always sort of thought this was the oldest of the villages, but actually I believe North Cornwall is definitely older, and I believe Anthracite might actually, that's all brick homes, that might actually be the oldest of all of the villages, of the ones that were built by the Colemans. There are older buildings in this area, but like these minor villages, a lot of them were built by the Colemans. They had sort of a different viewpoint on how their workers should be treated, that they should have good homes, they should have good villages and neighborhoods to live in, and communities. So it would make them want to continue working for their company, and it worked quite well. And it was, in a lot of ways, was very, excuse me, very unique to the time period, because a lot of them, especially in the coal mining operations, workers, a lot of the towns, the company towns like this, were nothing more than shanty towns. The homes were really bad, the conditions were bad. You were literally little more than, say, an indentured servant. You had to buy everything through the company store, and everything was way overpriced. And it was meant, that system was meant to, in essence, keep people in their place so they could never get out of the servitude, if you will. Here's slightly different, where they have some brownstone, which does the accents over the windows and on the corners of the buildings, which is pretty cool. So you can see, like, the different homes were built at different times. I see probably had his operations expanded. They needed, okay, we need another, 10 homes. And then they built another group of homes. And it each has sort of their own unique structure. Have different accents. Some of them are just plain limestone, some of them are limestone. You see the ones here on the left are limestone and sandstone, and then you see up here on the right are where some of these brick homes were built. which you never know. Those might actually have been the earlier ones, so I really don't have a date on when these different homes would have actually been built. It's just a generalized dating of 1864 through 1900 that they were building these homes. You can even see with the brick homes, they have the same sort of windows up at the top on the 3rd floor. So I think we're going to cross over, but you can see these different towns. And another cool thing I note as well, this actually was the original Route 322, which is a pretty major road, and especially during the times of war, the National Guard station was out in the area of Lawn and Mount Gretna, which are near here, and the troops used to routinely march through here. There also was a pretty cool gas station and store, and it was neat too to talk to one of the ladies that's in the home where my mom is, who's my mom's best friend there. We were actually talking about Miners Village. She grew up here in Miners Village, and it's sort of cool. You say it's a small world after all, because you wind up finding out that somebody that has such a close connection now to your family, you're doing this video series on Cornwall here, she actually grew up in Miners Village. So it's just one of those things that's very unique, these different villages, seeing the beauty and the serenity as well. You hear the birds chirping, and it's just a pretty, really pretty area. It's just like one of the things I like too here is sort of the slope where it goes downhill, and it just has such a cool look as you see. Sort of each house is a little lower than the next, or the previous, and depending on which direction you're going. But I remember the first time, because I hadn't really spent a whole lot of time around Cornwall when I started getting interested in the Cornwall region, and before I decided to do this series and everything. When I first came through here, I was like, wow, so scenic and just so neat. Closest thing, reminder, which, it's a completely different architectural style, much more Victorian with Jim Thorpe, but it's got sort of that closeness to it, where everything is right on top of the street, and all the homes are close, and just all of them so beautiful and just so idyllic, with it being sort of, in essence, I guess, in a little bit of a hollow, if you will, or it's just nature all around you. It's got to be a beautiful place to live, and it's just a cool place to take a quick walk, stroll, hear all the wind chimes. I used to always love listening to wind chimes. My Aunt Ruth, I always remember when we would go over on Saturdays or Sundays to see her. We went through Pine Grove. She had this porch on the back of her house, and she always had these really pretty wind chimes. I always remember you had that breeze coming through, and you could hear that, and she had bird feeders up, so you got to see all types of birds, and good memories, peaceful memories, ones that soothe the soul. So I will say with that, thank you as always. I'm gonna not visit a bunch of the other villages today because my foot's getting tired, and I just have to be careful because I'm still dealing with a little bit of cellulitis in both legs and both feet, and it just sort of makes it uncomfortable to be walking. I've done quite a bit of them today. I actually got, I think, like 5 videos done today, which is the first time I've been able to do that in a while. So I'll put out a vlog today as well. And explain how we're going to get back into this. Probably, hopefully every other day, have a video out, because I'll actually have a backlog of videos for the first time. I'll have like 7 or 8 backlog videos, and then slowly try to build this back to where we have every single day I have some new content out for you. So with that, I will say thank you as always. Look at this beautiful scenery here, and beautiful day, and say thank you, and we will see you all about town. Thanks everybody.